Well, my name is Ignacio Lanzagorta. I'm a social anthropologist, and well, I study urban heritage and city space here in Mexico City. And that's one of the reasons that the cathedral is one of my main interests because I like the cathedral and I see it rather than as a monument. I rather see it like a vivid place, an accurate representation of what Mexico City can become sometimes. I think to see of the cathedral like layers and layers of this chaos, of this harmonic chaos. Short after the Spaniards and their allies defeated Mexico Tenochtitlan, the conqueror Hernán Cortés ordered to build a church aside the Templo Mayor, the main Mexica temple. We must take in consideration that although Cortés was certain that he was erecting a great city, this first Iglesia Mayor, or church, or main church, was rather improvised, and it wasn't by any means close to the magnificence of the old world cathedrals. So the journey of the actual Metropolitan Cathedral started almost as early as Mexico City consolidated as a head of a new Christian reign in the New World. The work finally started in 1571, and the long period it took to complete only added layers and more layers of witnesses of their time. This is what makes the cathedral so special. From the exterior of the building, if you see it at the facade, you can recollect most of this harmonic chaos. The first thing that shocks most visitors is the sight of what it seems two separate churches. The one at the right that looks more striking and ornamented, and the other looking more of a real temple at the left. While looking at the cathedral from its main facade, we can see that it has five naves. The two of them at the sides under the belfries, the two next to them, which are called the processional naves, and the main one at the center. It holds a beautiful relief made in white stone, made with the main dedication of the temple, the Assumption of Mary. To make an account of its paintings, sculptures, altarpieces, archives, people involved, and even the architectural phases, it's to tell most of Mexico City's colonial history. This is 300 years of history. So it's even a commonplace to say that there's no better museum of colonial Mexico than the cathedral. The interior of the cathedral also lacks of style of unity, and we can say that each one of its 15 chapels, sacristy, chorus, main altar, the altar of forgiveness, crypt, and even the transept works as a room of a museum or as a window for a specific artists or periods in Mexican art history. Again, it's a harmonic chaos. And the most relevant and striking feature of the interior of the cathedral is the Retablo de los Reyes, located at the chapel in the apse of the temple. This is a breathtaking altarpiece dedicated to kings, queens, and other royalty. Everything in the Baroque period is ordered by some hierarchy. And in this case, the most prominent kings that are, placed in the retablo, in the altarpiece, are King Ferdinand III, Fernando III of Spain, and King Louis IX from France. By the end of the 18th century and the first decades of the 19th century, the exterior was concluded with a new style, the Neoclassic. Architects Juan Damián Ortiz de Castro and the notorious Manuel Tolsa finally gave the cathedral the actual towers, both crowned with an unusual sculpture in stone of a gigantic bell. They also contributed giving the cathedral a higher dome with a long lantern for more light and elegance, as well as a balustrade and a new iconographic program of sculptures of saints surrounding cornices. Three of them, representing faith, hope, and charity, at the end of the central portal, were damaged in the earthquake that struck central and southern Mexico in 2017. As a free and public space at the heart of the city, it allows a rich and yet harmonic social life that includes the religious services, artistic performance, and local and international tourism. This, when it can easily become an either rigidly organized and controlled environment, or as a chaos, it actually blends in all diverse publics very well, all respectfully sharing this meaningful place. And well, that's one of the reasons that the cathedral is so amazing. You can be in this religious environment, but also in this artistic environment, in this precious shrine of art and paintings, and you can relate to all this art in a lay way. I mean, you don't have to be religious, right? And you will find a place inside of the cathedral, and you will feel all this what people tend to say, that this baroque mixture that makes the Mexico what it's Mexico today.